Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're well, hope you're having a good day. And today is currently the 2nd of November 2020. And we're currently about 4 days away from a brand new national lockdown, which is just what we wanted, I'm sure. And this is going to be the start of Type 55's episode 4 of the mini doc series for Type 55. And I'll see you very soon. And just to give you some context on what's happening tomorrow, because I know I've kind of tangented away a little bit, but tomorrow me, Tommy, and possibly Kendall are going to do a strategy meeting, or at least me and Tommy are.
One minute you're enjoying your Saturday, and then the next you're prepping for a second lockdown.
For Armageddon.
Yeah, and it's hard because everyone's sort of been through that first one, and I mean, personally, I had a relatively positive experience, but
Well, you met me in it.
even having one and then having another one, it's kind of like scratching a wound. It's difficult for people, I think, because of lockdown too, but it's also because of the time of year and the chaptering of the year, and December being a bit of a strange month in a lot of industries, and how next year, if it doesn't seem to be better, it could be a whole regurgitation of the same kind of problems. People are borrowing money, there's a lot of business loans and stuff that have gone out, and it scares me to think that a lot of the businesses that would have taken the loans, if they end up collapsing, folding, where does that money go? And the country is just eating into itself. But then even more reason to be part of the change, be an entrepreneur at the core, and start new enterprises and start new businesses to help repair the economy. Otherwise, how else is it going to get better? This is why it's a heavy thought process today, because there's a lot of thoughts on different levels going. But you also shouldn't pretend that it's not hard when it is.
You know what's funny, right? When you don't press record on the camera. So yeah, just to fill you in, just had another brief conversation to Tommy about just sort of understanding where we are and where my main focus is. So to give you some context on our first meeting, just in case I don't cut it in, mainly we just decided that it's best for me to really focus in on creating the vlog content and making sure that's the best storytelling capability as I can.
At the office, but I feel a lot better now than I did earlier. Wednesday we need to make the most of you being here for the last time in a month. So that means we've got to get some content made for our promotional material that we want to share into the world.
Yep.
Make the most of having you here, and I think it'd be good to create a marketing wave episode that was specifically for businesses in the lockdown.
Yep.
In terms of the key points, which really is that money won't just vanish from the planet. We're go-getters, and we're in a fortunate position that we started this company without any big overheads in a pandemic. So we've got nothing to lose. We don't have to backtrack at all. We can keep walking forwards, and we can keep finding others that are doing the same and meeting their needs and serving them. So I think prediction-wise, we'll find 1 or 2 more bigger projects, branding projects, website launches perhaps, and then in general, kind of in this world that we're in now, prediction is, I think there'll be change. I know there will be change, and when that change happens, it'll be interesting to look back on this episode and start to contextualize exactly what was forming in my brain, and then seeing the fruits of those seeds that were most certainly planted today.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
I think that it will be invaluable, the content we created from summer till today, as a chapter. Let's take that as a chapter. Do you think there was still and is invaluable content there?
Yeah.
And if so, why?
I think people can hopefully take the overall message, which is that if you believe you can do something, you go out and do it. And you enjoy the ride, and you do your best, and you bring people in, and share. You don't get greedy ever, especially not at the beginning. You're not, you don't need to protect anything. You can share right from the start. There's people that can help you achieve what you want to achieve. You know, you are evidence of that, and Kendall, and Danny, and Andy, and Simon. You know, that's 6 people that have been involved. You know, including me. I think it's 6. It's and you know, a few months in, a lot of people do the opposite. They won't bring anyone in case it's a problem, or they want to protect it and they don't want to share. So I think that's one sort of message that can be taken, is that you know, you'll get there quicker with others. And the other thing, I guess, is that what's really going on here is a guy starting his second business and learning from his mistakes of his first business. And I'm righting a lot of wrongs, I guess, in my own mind, because I was pretty f***ed in April. I know a lot of people were, but I was, and that's all I know. I know my own life. I know a lot of people were, so definitely, undoubtedly. I was on universal credits. I was being paid by the taxpayer, and it wasn't a proud moment. So it was a massive change, and I had nothing, and I needed something, and I knew I had a passion for creativity and marketing. So I poured everything into that, and what you've seen over the last 6 months is that grow from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. every night in my garage after the kids went to sleep in lockdown to what it is now. That's what's really been going on here, and you've been helping me to tell that story. And I think anyone who's been paying close attention, or even if you're unaware of how it started, will know now that you got to, if you want something, you've got to do it, and you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to enjoy it, and there's no room for excuses. It's just, you either sit there and cry about it and complain, or you get in and start changing it.
Well, as it goes, hope you're well. So I hope you enjoyed that little catch up with Tommy. Personally, I didn't actually realise in April it was that bad for him, but personally I think it's really important to share those things. How many takes does it take me to get focus on point? And now I need to not move because I only have room about this much that's going to be in focus. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Reason Fitness. Today is the 4th of November 2020, and today is going to be the last day that you actually see Reason Fitness in person for probably a month, possibly longer, depending on what happens with lockdown. But this is going to be most of Wednesday. So me and Tommy had a brief conversation yesterday. He has a very busy day for obvious reasons, making sure clients are happy, making sure clients are raring to go into lockdown so they can grow through lockdown. And of course then Tide can grow through lockdown as well, because we are hungry. And but we also wanted to film some content. So hopefully Tommy will be here early-ish, and we can get that content filmed before he goes into a very busy day of meetings and such. But so I'm now going to catch up with the Tide vlog, but it just took me like 6 attempts to get focus on this camera. So that's exciting, but that's what you get for not having a camera assist and doing it yourself, and having someone not to pull focus on, and you want your eyes in focus and not your shoulders. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. Hopefully my eyes are actually in focus, because if they're not, I'm going to cry.
Now we're going to record video for people, for business owners. We're going to record a Market and Wave episode, and it's a tricky one, because the nature of the world at the moment now is quite uneasy, and I think you play a risky game doing an advice video in these current situations, because I think it can be quite patronising if you get it wrong. And so this video is going to be helpful. That's obviously the main objective. And it's also going to be real, because I wouldn't want anybody to think that I didn't get it and understand the weight of what's going on right now, because I absolutely do. Trust me. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Shelf's got stuff on it this week.
A few moments later.
I really hope that the one thing that you can take from watching this is that you need to do one too. When's your vlog coming out? Because I just think it's very important that you understand that this is just what's going on in my life and I'm sharing it. I'm not proclaiming to be a master of anything. I'm not proclaiming to know all the answers, and I'm very open and honest with what I'm sharing. But you're getting a message from me and you're getting a feeling from me. And so other people are waiting to get the same from you. And in this day and age, even if you're just using your webcam or your iPhone or your, whatever, your tablet, tell the world what you're up to, because it's such a great way of A, staying accountable to your own actions and your own words, but B, letting others in to really get to know who you are. And this business is built on relationships, and this vlog is all about letting people in to really get to know who we are and how we work, so that when we do some work together, you kind of feel like you already know who you're dealing with. And that gives us the advantage. It speeds things up for us, and it allows us to get to work helping you quicker. So I thoroughly recommend it, and I look forward to watching your vlog very soon. I also want to say a massive thank you to Carlton, because it's been a great, sounds I know it is a chapter change, but it's exciting for Tide 55 because it's a growth chapter. We've taken on more work in the last week than the last month before that. Things are going really, really well, and I wanted to say thank you to Carlton, because you've been here since the beginning of this process of recording these videos, and you've been on the journey yourself as well, which I know you've shared in your mini docs, which I think again is a great testament to what the process can bring. But yeah, do not underestimate the work that this guy's put in and how well he's been able to take feedback. It's not been easy at times, but he is here to be the best he can be, and he absolutely represents that in his attitude. So
Wow, I don't have a head, so that's good. It's great news. Well, ladies and gents, it's gonna be a nightmare to, expose for, but just for old time's sake, Tommy will see this again tomorrow, but the rest of the team and you won't, because I'm not here. So this currently is the cube. It will probably have changed completely by the time I'm back here, whenever that is currently absolutely not decided in any way, shape or form. So yeah, that's that. So Kendall's desk normally, Tommy's desk normally, shooting space normally, with a couple of features on the shelf. It's going to end, as I said, in the little sit down area over there, and yeah, just to give you a little bit of context as well, down there is usually where I work, simply because it's the only other power source and etc. And yeah, I hope you're good, hope you're well, and it's going to be interesting, this new chapter in Tide 55's journey, and sort of seeing where and how it's come. And it doesn't feel like that long ago when I was in here with Tommy, when it was literally just this wall. And also I remember there's worlds where this wasn't even here. So I'm just done footage now, and yeah, that's that really. So I'll see you in the lockdown part of this vlog, probably in my room, soon to catch up with the team about what's been happening and what's going on. But yeah, hope you're well. I'll see you soon. I wanted to briefly talk to my mini doc a little bit before jumping into Tide vlog today, because I'm feeling, I don't know, a bit weird, a bit like disconnected, a bit unconnected, a bit kind of like wires are being crossed a little bit, like between myself and Tommy. That's not like someone's fault. It's just like sometimes what happens, I think, as things are having to change, and we're having to adapt, and we're having to specifically change. And yeah, so like Tommy kind of, I think, saw this coming and sort of knew this was going to happen in some ways, because he'd sort of discussed it and he wanted to. And you know, last week when I was at the office, he and I had a conversation that was basically like, you know, he wants to make sure that our relationship is strong and our relationship is good, and it's gonna like quote unquote survive this lockdown period. But yeah, it's just a bit weird, because I feel in some ways like the just, I guess, part of the team still, but like, I don't know, just a sense of disconnection. But I think that's normal. So today it's going to be the remote vlog. I've got lots of things to do. So Zoom call time, I think. Whenever Tommy sends me a link for said call, hopefully he will. Take this, close this. Okay. Okie dokie then. How has, because I think a question that some people have as well is, how has kind of, I guess, remote working, but like from a video content perspective, like obviously this is a piece of content, but also like just from a, like obviously the stuff we shot before lockdown, but also then like that process, because I think that we haven't, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think we have actually talked much about that process.
Well, we're lucky that we had a backlog of lots of videos that could be worked on. And also we were both in the understanding that there was still some juice left in a lot of the content that we could get some of that juice out.
Yeah.
The reality is we could probably do no new content and still have more juice left in the old content by the end of this month. But then that comes with problems, and one of those problems is that the stuff that's going out isn't current enough.
Yeah.
So we're kind of at a position now with a good opportunity to sweep up all the old stuff, squeeze that juice out, and then get current. And then when we come out of lockdown, hopefully we should be 1 to 2 weeks max delay, which is going to be good because, as you know, and you know, viewer, we move quick here. We've literally, like, we call it tide time. A month in tide time is like 4 months in real world.
Yeah.
Because we do so much and we're growing so quickly and things change all the time. So, you know, even the vlog that went out yesterday, which is a great vlog, it's about when we went to do the Andover transfers video. Seems like it was so long ago. As
I think I've already seen, like, I guess an evolution from my role from when I first, like, I'm acting as if it was years ago. It was like 4 months ago or 5 months ago. But when we first started working together and right now, in regards to like what my day-to-day with you actually is, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is I have some incredible players on my team.
Yep.
You know, I'm going sport analogy, which you love.
Oh, I love them. I love them, mate.
Because you don't play sport, so you just kind of like, you just.
And I don't really even enjoy listening to sport or watching sport.
Or my analogies,
or your analogies. But anyway, let's carry on.
It's part of it, I'm afraid. Yeah. So yeah, I've got some fantastic players on my team, and I will choose my my starting lineup for every job that I get. And your role currently now is this vlog. And it's the Tide 55 content that we know we can squeeze more juice out of. And I also think that there are many things that we can do, and obviously we can talk about them, you and I, afterwards.
Oh, of course.
But there are things that could be done that would make sense in your product line, if that makes sense.
Yep.
To add to, that would meet it out a little bit more. And that wouldn't be for the sake of it. That would be my ideal situation. My idea of greatness around this vlog. There are still some things that we can add, and different elements to how we put out content. At the moment, we've got our vlog and we've got the market and wave. There could be other things that we can do as well. And I know that that's how you think too. Long term, the idea would be to have our content and the different elements of our content in-house, something every day. You know, something going out every day on different platforms, in different styles. I think there's a big opportunity for educational content as well, you know, whiteboard style or presentation style stuff, which again, we could do more of. We, if we did it now, I would do it. Do you know what I mean? But you could do it, as in you could take that footage and you could make that footage pretty and make it go out the way that it needs to. There's lots of things. There's different ways to produce and share our points. There's like animations. There's movement graphics, there's GIFs, you know, all of these different ways to express our content I would like to do. Go real deep with it and show that we use our own content as a showpiece, setting the tone for everyone else. but we haven't got there yet. So I'd say that if we're at 5 out of 10 on what we could do, there's still a lot that we could do.
That's good to hear, but what factors do you feel are like contributing to that growth spurt now? Because a lot of businesses, I think there's like a lot of two kinds of businesses, right? Ones that have developed and changed and adapted, and then ones that maybe a little bit more stuck in their ways, who haven't adapted as much. What are the kind of factors that you would say are the reasons why Tide's been able to grow even in a time where it's technically meant to, not, I guess? I mean, I think that's a common misconception, but what aspects do you think?
3 things are important, I think. 1 is the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Our industry is helping businesses to grow using the internet. And that's very culturally relevant right now. So the industry is rising, but that doesn't mean to say that you are entitled to get busier and entitled to grow in this time. It's not as easy as that. Being on the pitch is not good enough. So the second thing is how lean your business is. If your business is lean, then you're not wasting time on silly conversations or fixing little problems, and you're able to facilitate growth because you can say yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you can say yes, you can allow the growth to happen. And then the third ingredient is the chemistry, the personalities and chemistry of a business, because the industry could be on the way up. The business could be lean, but if the personality is not there to be able to understand what the client wants, relay that information back onto the team for the team to be able to then deliver on that without needing to take any more time than it needs. And then that's when we get a slick situation, which breeds confidence throughout the whole team. And when the whole team is confident, we welcome yes. We don't think, oh no, what are we going to do? That's another client. So yeah, it's those 3 things I think are very important right now.
That long ago, it feels like it was a long time ago. We both said this like multiple times, but it's not. It's only like 4 months ago or so, something like that.
Yeah, about for maybe 3 or 4 months. Yeah, not long.
3.5, I say. Let's say for argument's sake, let's say 3.5. But I think for me, it's going to be like interesting to see where Tide is. Middle of first quarter next year, for example.
Yeah. February. It's going to be. Yeah. Well, I think I know where it will be and where I'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other kind of point is as we're talking together, it's always been a case of I have belief in you. That comes first, but understanding that there's a long road ahead.
Yeah.
And that we work together with what we're doing. We give it our best. We're open to feedback, which is something that's been very important. But also understanding that it all sounds cliche, but good things come to those that wait, because the alternative is to be setting up for stress, setting up for problems, which is no good for anyone for the sake of it. I don't get precious, and I know that you know this, and it's testament to your attitude, but I don't get precious about who's first through the door or who's done the longest or the most, or I don't get precious about that, because I don't think you should, again, it's cliche, get a trophy for coming 4th or 5th. It's when you earn it, you get the praise, you get the credit, you get the next chunk.
Yeah.
And for the viewer watching this, you might be like, oh, that's pretty savage. He's talking to Carlton right now. But that's because Carlton and I have this understanding that there's no point in beating around the bush with it. We both want the same thing. So we play to our strengths, which is why you focus at the moment on the vlog. You focus on helping me and helping the company to spread our wings and attain more attention, which brings us more opportunities, which is a massive part of our business plan. But you also serve a few of our clients as well, helping them with their video editing and posting up their media content, helping us with that process. And what's happening all at the same time is you're getting better and better and better. Your stock value increases. You give me what I like to call a positive problem, which is you'll start getting more people saying, "Oh, Carlton, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me?" And then it's okay, good, right? You're getting better, and I like my sporting analogies.
Oh, here we go again.
It's almost like having a world-class young budding prospect in the ranks who everyone knows is going to be great. You start attracting the interest of other clubs. Come and play for us. Come and play for us. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because the club then has to make a decision and go, all right, well, how much do we want this kid?
Yeah.
And I think that's what you should be moving towards. And I'm not precious about telling you that, because that's a good thing for everyone. Because the moment you come to me and go, look, my work is really, really good. Lots of people want me to do bits and pieces for them. My loyalty is here. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
I then have a decision to go, yeah, you know what, you're right. This is the right time. This is what we do. Or I take a big, big risk and go, I'm not ready yet. In which case you have choices. And that's not bad either. So, I think more, what do I know? Ran a couple of businesses, but I think it would be helpful. My gut feeling is it might be helpful for more businesses, more employers, more contractors that are looking for maybe more of a permanent role, to be able to have these conversations and not to have to be petty or beat around the bush with it. It's like, if you want something, you have to speak it first. You have to think it first, otherwise it will never happen. And then speak it to start making the wheels move.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Mini Doc episodes. And this is going to be the final episode. It's currently the 24th of November 2020. This morning, or today, I have filmed the vlog the wrong way around, or a way I'm going to try and do it, because I now know what the vlog is about. It's all about objective, Tide-wise. I'm going to be talking about that in the Tide version of this vlog. But for your perspective, things have been pretty up and down. I'll be honest, the last week to two. So, I'll give you a key example. I'm now refilming this intro, so I have a backup. But so I hope you're well, hope you're good. And it's been a bit up and down with everything going on, with lockdown and some personal stuff and etc. But we're all good now, all good, and carrying on with Tide work. Going to do another remote vlog today. So yeah, my concern, it's not a huge concern, but it's a concern to an extent, is how could we, because the next vlog that you'll see later today, plus the next one, plus this week's one, plus possibly next week's one, who knows, that we'll cross that bridge at some point, feels very the same. It's not in regards to context, but from a visual standpoint, it's very the same.
It's been busy with new people coming on, new companies have joined us in the last 2 weeks. We're also so what we've done is put out an advert, or put out a bit of a post saying that we were looking for more content creators. And as a result of that, Danny has said that she wants to be more involved and have more work. So we've decided to give her a couple of our extra clients, which is exciting. And that's what's come of that, as well as a few people coming out and sort of suggesting that they're interested and making some more connections with people who we could work with in the future.
Very privileged position, because I kind of get to see the insight in your head, and then I get the privilege to go back and sort of see the cogs turning before they actually turned, because I know what happened, right? But because of how much we film and because of how many conversations we have, I can sort of then backwards build it, right? So I can see, I think we had a conversation very early on about what Tide actually was, right? Like, one of the first things I did before we started working together was, or when we were starting to think about working together, was, I'm going to go back through all your content, right? And there was little clips here and there of, okay, well that was tied. Okay, that's tied. Intomi said that's tied. Intomi said that's tied. And the same in the podcast. It wasn't even called Tied, like my podcast. It wasn't even called Tied then. But you could see it. There was little glimmers of like, oh, that's gonna be what it's called Tied, and etc. So, but the main reason why I bring that up in the first place is it's interesting firstly to hear it now, but then I think the question which I have anyway, because that's how I sort of know whether the audience are gonna have it. Because if I have it, I assume someone else is gonna have it, possibly wrongly. But would you see a world where they are an integral part of the vlog to an extent?
I mean, the vlog is about full transparency and a real behind the scenes experience. So I'd like that, but equally, if the individuals make it clear that they're not comfortable with that, then that's also fine. And I guess at the moment, our objective with the vlog is to let others know what we're doing. And there's still a long tail of people who are in my networks, people I know, people who I know I could probably help through this agency with their business that still don't know what I do. It's only been a few months and people have had a lot of other things to think about than what Tommy Gentleman's up to. So that's why the objective with our vlogs is to get out as many sort of small, short clips as possible, because people's attention spans just suit that kind of candy bubblegum experience of just seeing and knowing. And you know, it's a great testament to what we're doing here, Carlton, because my best friend, we went to the park the other day with our kids, which sounds so grown up, and it's funny because it's the same park we used to go to ourselves when we were like teenagers and like hang out, you know. We're both there with like our adult clothes on and our nice adult coats and our lattes in hand and our little daughters running around, and thought, wow, look how things have changed.
Look how adult we are.
Look how grown up we are, yeah. But the point is that he says to me, oh, I saw this video of you the other day doing this. You know, and because I don't force it down people's throats. It's not necessary. But I took that as great feedback that it's getting noticed. It's being consumed on people's feeds. And I thought, okay, this is a good indication that we need to do more of these. It was a short clip that we did that's had a lot of views, and you know the one I'm talking about with the basketball. And
it's going to go down in Tide history at this point.
It's
now,
already
that
a landmark.
That basketball clip.
The basketball clip, yeah. Well, it was a special moment, wasn't it? We just finished a filming.
That was a full day. That day was full.
Well, on the set of the shoot, which sounds so fancy, I got a message from the client that came out of the blue, like, we're ready to go. We want to work with you now. And that's why it was so exciting, because that phone call was a yes. They'd already told me. So the phone call was just a case of making it official. And that's really, if we trace back or trace forward from that moment led to a huge client, which then led to another huge client, which has set us for a great foundation going into 2021 from that moment. So it is a very important, and we were there to capture it. You were there to capture it on camera, and then putting it in a mini clip allowed others to see it. Like, well, you probably did things too when you really let yourself notice how resilient you've been this year. Here's some examples of what's been happening in my life. Yeah, and so it has to kind of come from that point of view. So although it's going to appeal to people from a customer perspective of, hey, these guys look like they know what they're doing and might be someone that we can work with, I do want it to have that mass appeal to the general public, to be able to cheer us on and to not feel like we're patronizing in any way, but actually for them to be able to relate to it in their own lives and go, yeah, do you know what? It has been a really tough year, but I have done some stuff as well, and I have been resilient. And at the end of the day, because I'm actually still breathing, that means that I am an ingenious survivor of life, because I'm here watching this video in the first place. So very important that it has that kind of softness to it and that underlying story to it. And then just to celebrate fact that we've got a team and we've got wicked clients and it's fun. I think that's important. So no pressure, mate.
What role do you think either will be or has been my slightly different spin on the same stuff in my mini doc episodes, which at the end of the day are basically 4 vlogs squished together with some extra context added in the middles, right? So just to reiterate the question, what role do you feel, if you feel there is a role they've played in my own progression or Ty's progression or both?
Well, I think it's nice to see what you do with no objective derived from me. It's just good to notice that, and I always watch them because I want to understand how you see things and how you work. So yeah, I think it's been valuable, and I guess anyone who's watched them would be able to formulate their own opinion on that. But also it brings other people into our Tide world that wouldn't have seen and know what we're on about, who are already in your network. So yeah, I think it's good contrast, and it adds value for sure.
What up, boys and girls? Welcome back. So I just finished off with the Tide vlog. I may put a couple of snippets from that vlog in this episode, but this is going to wrap up the end of, or the very close to the end, if not the end, of the mini doc episode that will be going out in the next couple of weeks. Well, it'll be probably around the 30th or the 1st of December or the start of December by the time you see this. So thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope you did enjoy this lockdown edition of the mini doc episodes. And as I was briefly discussing a little bit earlier, not 100% sure whether we're going to continue this series. I'll see how it goes next month, because I'm feeling like the series aren't as prevalent or aren't as impactful, I guess, at the moment, with like some of the changes that are going on and etc. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. We're gonna have to see what's really happening, but yeah, we'll see. So if there is going to be another episode, it will be I'll probably film it, but whether I actually end up editing it together, because whether I feel it's valuable enough to go live or not is going to be the question. So thank you so much for joining me once again. Thank you for coming back, and I'll see you very soon. If you did enjoy this video and you would like to see more like it, then make sure to be subscribed to the channel. It's free and it helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate the support on the channel lately as well. So thank you so much for coming back and listening once again, and I'll see you very